So helping people avoid foreclosure, you can't do that just as a side activity. You can't just sort of be a faker and do that. It has to be a very, very purposeful thing. So I'd love to hear the story, if you don't mind sharing, of how it got to be, part of your big why.
So like I said, I've been in real estate my whole life, right?
Yep.
Back in 2018, I kind of took a back seat to the day-to-day operations of my real estate business and really began to focus more on helping people who find themselves behind on their mortgage. And I think that really comes from my experience in this business. What stuck out to me, what resonated with me more, were the sad experiences of real estate. Less so the first-time home buyers are, jubilant and excited, or some leveling up to the next level of home and all those things. It resonated with me, the human condition of seeing people go through struggle. And so that I represented Freddie Mac for a long time, from 08 to 13, when, we probably listed 2,000 foreclosure properties during that time.
Yep.
And did a lot of short sales, probably 1,000 short sales during that time. Witnessing what people went through was hard, and it stuck out to me what the real human process of somebody going through struggle financially. And it's rarely just financial. When you stop paying your mortgage, just about everything else in your life is wrong too.
Give me sort of the definition of a foreclosure.
Well, simply it's collateralized debt, right? So in the eyes of the bank, the real estate, the real property is just collateral to the money that was lent to purchase it.
Yeah.
It's not a lot different than a boat or a car.
Right.
So with secured debt like that, the only recourse that the lender has in the end, if nothing is done, is to essentially take back that collateral. And that's the foreclosure process, where they either buy the property back or sell it to a bidder at a foreclosure auction, which are some of the saddest things to witness.
If somebody is missing payments, what do you recommend they do first? Like when they miss their very first payment, what do you recommend they do?
Don't ignore your mail, right, is the first step.
Yep.
And call your bank.
Yeah. And would you say it's better just to flipping be honest with them?
Listen, banks think the worst. Banks have been through this. Banks have been around a long time. And when they lose touch with the consumer, they are in fear that the property will be abandoned and fall into disrepair.
Wow. And in some areas, that's a real problem for the bank, because the counties and the cities will make the banks take care of it. So it makes them nervous. And when you say they think the worst, if you're not talking to them, they assume you have no plans to cure the situation whatsoever. Is that it?
That's right. And what really stuck me to this, more so than witnessing it in other human beings, was the own struggle that I went through in this whole process. I was foreclosed on. I had to short sale some properties. I ended up filing bankruptcy. The collateral damage that ripped through my family as a result of that lasted the better part of a decade.
And the scars will last forever. I mean,
the finance is the easy part. If I'm being honest, what I spend most of my days doing in this work is helping people get out of their own way. But then the fear, the anxiety, and the most debilitating emotion that I see people go through is the uncertainty. Mm-hmm. Uncertainty is paralyzing, and it's constant fear and trying to live in the future or in the past and not in the present. This has a tendency of happening. And so helping people get out of their own way is to stand up, be proactive, have open dialogue, and communicate effectively with the lender.
But what exactly happens? Meaning, what do you do for somebody once they fall behind on their payments?
So we do a brief intake process.
Okay.
These things are relatively simple in nature to me anyway. It's a function of an application must be drafted, a good one, and submitted to the bank along with supporting documentation.
Yep.
A hardship assistance package. And so we put that package together with the help of the consumer. We gather the supporting documents from the consumer to build the case, because the best case scenario here is when you fall behind on your mortgage, the best case scenario is that the bank will take the past due amount, tack it onto the back end of the loan at 0% with no payments due until either the maturity of the original note or if you sell the asset.
Right.
That's the best case scenario. And we try to get everyone qualified for something like that. And in addition to putting the package together, gathering the supporting documentation, we keep open lines of communication every third business day. From the moment we submit the package, we are on the phone with the bank getting a status update, because they always require additional information. And that's where most people give up. They submit an application that's incomplete.
They stop.
And they make the cardinal sin of believing in their mind that it's the bank's job to chase them.
Mm-hmm. And it's not.